Hi, I'm Kevin Donlin.
I'm Robert Harbauer, founder of Permaboss.
And we're talking today about a recent success story with Permaboss. Rob, let's talk about Brenda Messing. What happened in her business after she got a hold of Permaboss?
Well, first of all, let's talk about how big the town is.
Okay.
Blue Earth is like pretty remote in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And its population 3,200.
Okay, that's a small town. Yep. So Blue Earth, Minnesota.
2 embroidery shops, 5-6 doors apart from each other.
So that's a small town with some pretty intense competition.
Yeah, that's more competition than New York City.
Actually, next door to each other. So what happened to Brenda's business?
Well, it transformed her business in a few ways. Part and parcel of what we do is the marketing, right? Mm-hmm. So she's got the competitor down the street, and she's got a beautiful storefront in a small town. You know, the kind of things that Walmart wiped out still has that. And very personal service, very friendly. And in a town like that, you actually kind of know everybody. You're crossing each other at the hockey game, baseball game, and all that stuff. And one of the problems she had was that people walk in the door and then they need something done, and it's something that's like $20. They're not going to spend more than that. And they even have a hard time spending $20 because the embroidery is $350.
Right.
The problem is the conversation is already putting them in the minus. Because if you talk in a small town, no offense, but that can be 30, 40 minutes. And because you talk the weather, the kids, and all that stuff. So we introduced a policy that the minimum charge is $150. So if you want one letter, it's $150. The reason is that I gave her permission to say, listen, with the overhead and the equipment and the time and the conversation and the preparation, I do the same amount of effort. The invoicing is the same if you do a $10,000 job. The preparation for the logo is the same. The conversation is the same. So you can't do anything less than $150. So what she's able to do is say, listen, this is our policy. But I think the competitor, so-and-so down the street does that. Right. So strategically, it's funny because she is flooding her competitor with all the non-profitable business.
Oh, interesting.
And she's happy to do that. Many people are happy to do small orders. But if it's under $150, you're not going to make any. $150 is break even for the first thing.
So it's interesting. We're talking about Permaboss lasers, but the last couple minutes we've been talking about marketing. You've been talking about how to change her mindset and make her think differently. Is she happy with how things? And we're going to talk about the Permaboss part in just a second. Is she happy with how that's turned out so far?
Yeah, because all these other things that we did that we talk about the small business, because we're in there and we see what's going on. We get to know the client, and there's small changes you can make that make a dramatic difference on the business. So she's extremely happy, and the team is happy because they've never done planning sessions. Wow. They've never done thinking about marketing. So they have an opportunity every week to do Athlete of the Week award. So that, I said, there's one radio station, they announce it every week, it's in the newspaper, you need to sponsor that with a shirt. Cool. And give them a thank you for recognizing them, right? So do something for the community. You make that in seconds in the laser, but the value of the garment that's behind us is extremely high.
So this is just the marketing and the mindset help. Now, how about the actual Permaboss technology? What's she been doing with that?
So she got the CC40, which is what we call the cash cow, because it's like compact laser and it rolls. It's like Frankenstein. You lift it out of a coffin, sarcophagus or whatever, stand it up, and you plug it in the wall. You plug in the blower that vents it out, and you're done. Yeah, that's it. Okay. The second thing is that it does a 12.5-inch work area, but it does all the things that we have, in the showroom here. And it's simple to use. It works off a tablet. So all we did was samples, and then create a program of how to introduce it, what to do, when to do a marketing thing. Every single embroidery, every single job that she's producing needs to go out with a laser gift in it. Wow.
And so just fast forward, how long has she had the machine? What's her before and after with
couple months now, right? And it's a dramatic change in the business. We have a nice video that we made, and it got ruined somehow, so we're going to do another video. And they were blown away by the level. It's intense, but not scary intense. It's like it's so, they love it because nobody's ever come in and done so much for the business. The Permaboss machine is the vehicle to get to the next level. It's a tool, and the tool has to be used right. So if we made the machine so technically simple to use, the important focus is how to make money with it. Everybody sells a machine. They come in, press this button, here's the key, safety, whatever, and in all honesty, we're all about how to produce revenue with the machine. That's the most critical part. And no technician training the technical side of a machine can do that. You only get that when you've got a tight team of people who are involved in the company who care. And I got to say it, I know you don't want me to say it, but there's a selfish reason we do it.
Yeah, what's that?
Because if you execute the technique, you're going to need something next year to follow up, to reproduce it, to grow your business again. So if you bought the embossing machine, you're going to end up saying, you're going to trust us. We'll have earned that trust because we have these results. And you'll say, we're ready for the embossing machine. And you'll find out what we have.
So you go from laser to embossing?
Or the other way around. So the Phil story.
Sure.
Phil had embossing first, and he'll end up with the laser.
Okay. So this is a way to grow your business, make the machines pay for themselves, grow to the point where you're ready to expand, and it's easy. It's a no-brainer to go on to the next machine.
We've retrained them, and we've given them these new marketing tools that generate extremely high margins of revenue. So when you're with embroidery, you got thin razor thin margins because of the competition. When you have the embossing of the laser, you have virtually no competition. You have something unique. You have these huge profit margins. So how are you going to have the next hit next year? And now you're already trained. You know us, you know the thing, so it's so much easier. And you do the same thing again, and it works because everybody loves a free gift.
Sure.
Right?
So you show people how to make these gifts available to their current customers. They end up selling themselves on new products.
Let's do a video on that.
Yeah, we're going to do that. But for this video here, we've talked about how Permaboss, it's really an investment. It's a piece of capital equipment, literally, because it's almost like a printing press. It's making more profits from itself.
Printing money.
Yeah, printing press legally, printing money, with the technology that's making your customers more loyal. It's bringing in new customers, of course, and then you're getting the training and the mindset and the marketing. So
you know what we've paid for this mindset of marketing for our own businesses? I'm not a genius, right? I'm stealing everything that I've ever done in those marketing courses, and I focused it for my industry. I call it our industry, and that's what I'm doing. So it's unique to our industry. It's unique because nobody else is training or doing it for our industry. It's all generic.
Right.
And that's hard because you got to get creative and implement it and come up with ideas. We're handing that over. And it's a working, functioning system that's brought us to almost 20 years of being in business.
So how can people learn more about Permaboss, talk to you personally?
You have to talk to me personally. You got to see if I'm around. So call 1-888 or 1-442-7929. That's 1-888-442-7929. Go to the website and fill out the form.
Okay.
Put some notes in. Say you saw the video and you want to ask a couple of questions or see if it fits for your business, and I'll get back in touch with you.
Great. Rob, thanks for sharing that today.
Thanks.